Tuesday in the boardroom at 6300 Irvington Boulevard, Houston, Texas at 1:13 p.m. We wish to extend a warm welcome to everyone present at this meeting of the Board of Trustees. As trustees, we are here to set goals, listen to reports from the superintendent, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and set policy for the district. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and day-to-day operations of the department are the responsibility of the superintendent. We have policies and procedures in place to resolve concerns and issues. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the public. Prior to this meeting, board members received information related to the items on today's agenda. Agenda items will not necessarily be handled in the order listed on the notice. The meeting is open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. During the course of this meeting, the board may determine that a closed session is necessary. In that event, the board will meet in closed session to consider matters duly posted for this meeting as permitted by Section 551.071 to 551.084, inclusive of the Texas Government Code. I respectfully ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking and that cell phones are turned off or in silent mode. Thank you for taking your time today to join us and for your interest in the Harris County Department of Education. We will begin today with an invocation by Dr. Margaret Patton with the Schools Division. Thank you. And now for the Pledge of Allegiance to the U.S. and Texas flags by Catalina Ramos in the Schools Division. Yes.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you very much. We will now have a public hearing for the purpose of considering the proposed tax rate of .00480 per $100 assessed property value for tax year 2023. The no new revenue rate has been calculated at .004402 per $100 assessed property value. The recommended tax rate is below the voter approval rate of .004816.
Good afternoon. have a debt service rate, and so the total rate is 0.0048 for our maintenance and operations. As you can see, the relation between the values and the rate, if the values go up, the rate has, steeply come down, and you see that dramatically here in the opposite charts. This year's collection, and you'll see those in the financial report, we've collected 100.3%, 27,728,801. We had some delinquent, 106,873, which are refunds. And so net revenues, including penalty and interest collected, were 27,835,961. HCAT fees of 152,332, and tax office fees of 488,660. When we're looking at the projections, we were looking at 587 billion. Then we had a projection at 639 billion. What if 10% or at 11%? So we've calculated that as 0.0048, and that's what is being recommended, and that will support the 23-24 budget for Harris County Department of Ed. The next steps, basically, these are requirement language. Harris County Department of Education, if should the motion needs to be stated in this fashion, that's by law. It just comes out that that's how it needs to be proposed. So later on, this would be the motion that would be made during that action item. At this point in time, we would open it up for public input and any questions that you may have or the public may have.
Would anyone from the public like to speak on this? No. Seeing none. I want to also open it up now for public comment. There are no public speakers, but we do have one visitor today, and that is Koku Akpo Gandhi, and he is a UT Health doctoral student, a nurse practitioner, and we just want to say welcome. And thank you for being here. Moving on. Thank you, Dr. Amezcua. All right. We will move on to reports and presentations with the Employee of the Month presentation with Natasha Truitt.
Good afternoon. Today, we recognize our September Employee of the Month, Miss Irene Montgomery, a cook at Compton Head Start. According to campus manager Mirvana Daniel, Miss Irene's impact on the campus is tremendous. Be it her enthusiasm, demeanor, or collaborative nature, Miss Irene leads by example, which affects everyone who comes into the building. Her embodiment of the Head Start mission and values in her daily actions makes her a true asset and inspiration to others, Ms. McDaniel wrote in her nomination. She is a standout candidate who exemplifies excellence. Miss Irene is known for her unparalleled energy and expressing herself through dance. As one of the first people in the building each day, her warm demeanor sets the tone for everyone else. In addition, her dedication and dependability are unquestionable. She often takes on duties when staff is absent and is open to learning new skills while constantly encouraging her colleagues. Her positive attitude serves as a beacon of motivation during challenging times, uplifting the entire team, Ms. McDaniel wrote. She can be counted on to bring joy and dance to any situation. In addition to her outward enthusiasm, Ms. Irene has exceptional organizational skills, which can be seen through her strategic approach to her job. She frequently starts tasks ahead of time to ensure she can deliver high-quality service while actively engaging in campus activities beyond her role as cook. Time and again, she demonstrates a genuine investment in the community by creating a positive and holistic experience for everyone on the Compton Head Start campus. Her dedication, positivity, and exceptional work ethic have consistently impressed the entire Head Start program, Ms. Daniel said. Miss Irene's impact on the Compton campus and Head Start is undeniable. Our comms team has prepared a short video highlighting Miss Irene's skills and support for the Head Start program.
This is a scene every morning at Compton Head Start.
You need straws. Okay, then gotcha.
63-year-old HCDE cook Irene Montgomery serves up the best kind of good morning to her teachers and students.
You're welcome, sweetie. She is full of energy. She's loving. She brings humor to the building. Although she's our cook, she works very well with the children in the classroom. She gives them that love, kind of like a little mothering love.
Don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. What's wrong, baby? I love kids. I love cooking. When I cook with a lot of love. And it's a difference between when you like your job and you love your job. I love what I do. It's gonna take more than that to rock. This is when I say I put a lot of love in my cooking, look. And when they see me, Miss Irene, what we gonna have for lunch today? Or what we gonna have for breakfast? I say, well, you're gonna have eggs and potatoes. Miss Irene. So they enjoy stuff like that. No pizza? I'm not serving you pizza, I'm gonna serve you tacos. You like tacos? You just said you didn't like pizza. I know. And one of them told me, Ivana, Miss Irene, food is real good. And she said, your mama cook good like that? No, she don't. Look.
Irene has been with HCDE for 5 years, and she moves like lightning. She enjoys a 5-mile run every morning before getting to work at 6:45.
And I'm 63 years old, thank the Lord. I work out a lot, that's why.
And nothing leaves her kitchen unless she's tasted it.
If it's not good to me, it's not good to serve them kids. But there's no fast food here. Everything is cooked from scratch.
Irene is part of the HCDE Nutrition Training Program. HCDE's newly hired Head Start cooks spend a couple of months shadowing her to learn recipes, ordering, and budgeting. And she will often share with the other Head Start cooks tips and alternatives for the pre-planned recipes.
He's the only one have latte mix, so you can put him by himself.
It means a lot to me as a campus manager to have Miss Irene a part of not only Compton, but the program. And it means a lot because I know that she is touching the lives of our children and our families, and even some staff. You can lead no matter what position. Some people look at cooks like, oh, you're not a leader. No, she's a leader, and she leads throughout the day.
It's just a joy to be here with this staff and just working for Harris County Department of Education. To come here every day knowing that I have a job and I have kids that, you know, we can feed and make them happy. I'm happy. When they happy, I'm happy. And it makes me feel good.
I am pleased to introduce our September Employee of the Month, Miss Irene Montgomery.
I'm supposed to follow that with a board meeting now? That was great. Thank you so much. We are going to move along to the recognition of Hispanic Heritage Month. I think it's also a great moment to recognize our President Emeritus, Trustee Richard Cantu, is his birthday today. So happy birthday to Richard. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here. But Danielle Clark with the Hispanic Heritage Month presentation.
Thank you, President Duhan. Hispanic Heritage Month kicked off on September 15th, and it runs until October 15th. And HCDE is honored to celebrate and reflect and give thanks for the wonderful mix of countries that make up our wonderful community. Houston is a vibrant city known for its remarkable diversity, and HCDE represents a lot of that melting pot, with a rich tapestry of backgrounds and ethnicities exhibited throughout our staff and our Board of Trustees. We recognize the impact Hispanic populations have on shaping the direction of our nation, with vibrant histories, traditions, and values passed down through generations. The adage, "We are HCDE," which you will see on a lot of our publications, reminds us of the importance of community, compassion, and the pursuit of knowledge that collectively unite us. Together, we create a stronger, more inclusive department and a brighter future for all of Harris County. Please join me as we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with this video.
National Hispanic Heritage Month is a time to celebrate and recognize the many contributions of our country's Hispanic Americans. For decades, as a country, we have lauded the diverse traditions, achievements, and histories of the Latino community during the months of September and October. At HCDE, we too want to take a moment to acknowledge those contributions as well.
As an HCDE board member,
I
am proud and thankful that this organization
takes time to honor a great and diverse community of people.
I am grateful to all those who paved the way before me
and achieved so much so that I too could do great things.
Nosotros inspiramos.
We inspire.
Nosotros educamos.
We educated.
Somos valientes.
We are brave.
Nosotros lideramos.
We lead.
Somos orgullosos.
We are proud of who we are.
Somos familia.
We are family.
We are HCDE.
Somos HCDE.
And we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month.
Thank you so much for that awesome presentation. We will move on to the Superintendent's Monthly Report. Superintendent Colbert.
Thank you, Madam President. I just have a few dates to update everyone on. I have five items. First, I want to start off by really thanking our board for participating in last week's foundation luncheon that we had. We had 100% of the board there. It was our inaugural luncheon. Very well attended. Hopefully we'll have many more in the future, but it really highlights the direction that we're trying to take our education foundation in, and ultimately the support that we have from some of our critical partners out in the community. Next week we've got several things going on. We have the Houston State of the City luncheon, which HCDE has bought a table for that. That is on the 27th. Hold on, I don't have my glasses on, I can't see. Yeah, it's on the 27th. And so look forward to going to that. Every year we go to the State of the City. We also attend the State of the County. We attend the State of HISD. We go to several school districts to find out exactly what's going on with them. Later on that week, on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and coming back Sunday, we have the TASB conference. And for those who don't know, this is the school board's conference throughout the entire state of Texas. It's the conference where probably, I'm going to guess, maybe 70 to 80% of all the school board members in the entire state of Texas attend. and it's really geared towards professional development for them in their positions. And so that is next week towards the end of the week. And then I also want to remind our staff, or just really update our board, we plan on having an Irvington faculty meeting on October 9th. This building will be going under renovations sometime in December, and it will start on this floor, floor number 4. And so we're going to have a faculty meeting to coordinate exactly how that process is going to work. Richard Vela, who's been, he's rubbing his head because he's got a lot of work to do and trying to figure out how he's going to pull this whole thing off. But the next year and a half is going to be a trying time for this building itself, but it's going to be well worth it. It will be one of the final legs in us, really completing our capital improvement programs and having facilities look like what we aspire to be. So with that, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent. I look forward to seeing you guys at the TASB conference. All right, we have an annual division update from Dr. Charles Ned.
All right, thank you for the applause. I came to board meeting, turned to a party. Here we go. Hey, but good afternoon, Board of Trustees, Mr. Colbert. As always, I'm very grateful for the opportunity to share and talk about the work that we're doing within the schools division. Just like many of us, we try to keep up with our physical health. This is an opportunity for me to look at the numbers within the schools division and talk about our organizational health. And I proudly serve as the director of schools here for HCDE, and this is an organization like none other. So I couldn't be more prouder to be a part of this organization. Just the work that's being done every day, just more or less recognizing employees in the manner in which we do. This is not normal, and I say that with emphasis because I've been in several other school districts, and again, this is one in which I definitely appreciate and very thankful to have an opportunity to serve for HCDE. With our annual update, I'd like to really introduce our small but mighty team of our central office staff here at Irvington. This year, we've been actually embarking upon supporting the campuses, and we don't spend a lot of time here at Irvington, but I'd like to start off by introducing members of the team. Dr. Margaret Patton, who's our Director of Curriculum and Special Services, Michelle Rayson. Y'all please stand. Please stand. Ms. Rayson, who's our Compliance Officer, Ms. Nkechi Washington, our Instructional Coach, Ms. Denise Alamos Jones, my Admin Assistant, and Ms. Barbara Jack, who is our General Clerk. So again, this is our small but mighty team here at Irvington Schools Division. And they do a phenomenal job of supporting our campuses and ensuring that our districts have what they need when it comes down to serving our students. Miss Catalina Ramos. Catalina, please stand. My apologies. My apologies, Catalina. And Catalina is our parent and engaged schools liaison. So the true face of schools division is our building principals, and our campus leaders are truly exceptional in the work that they do. I'd ask for our principals to please stand. We have Mr. Mulligan, who is a principal, our newest principal at ABS East. Mr. Hutton, he got beat out by Mr. Mulligan as being the newest principal, so he's no longer the newest principal here. He's at ABS West. Ms. Godfrey, who's our principal at Fortis Academy, and Ms. Courtney Waters, who is our principal at High Point East. So these leaders have over 80 years of educational experience, and they do a phenomenal job each and every day supporting our staff and our students. So thank you, guys. All right, so the work that we do, it extends beyond the city of Houston, and just looking at the total number of districts that we serve, we provide services to 54 school districts and charter schools. Last year, we provided services to 47, so we've grown. We have 10 new and returning districts on board for the 23-24 school year. I've highlighted those districts in yellow that are new this year are returning districts. Our contract trends, just in terms of looking at the total number of contracts and how that number has increased, this again speaks to the health of our organization and the health of our division. We've seen a 30% increase this year in contract totals. We had 480 contracts last school year. This year, we're at 620 contracts and counting. We have calls every day from districts or charters that are wanting to purchase seats at our schools. So again, our organizational health is at a level that exceeds our contract totals from the past 3 years. So we're very proud of that. And it raises the question, why do districts use us? And, a big reason is the specialized services that we offer. Last school year, we provided services to 785 students. And as you can see from the slide, these students have a variety of learning disabilities and co-occurring disorders. Currently, it's still early in the academic year, but we have 320 students currently enrolled in our HCDE schools. Another reason why school districts use us is the value. We offer services to schools districts at a far lesser rate than they could if they tried to do this on their own, not to mention being able to staff with classrooms with certified teachers, which is becoming increasingly difficult for many school districts here in the area. In addition to that, offering therapeutic services and buildings that are built, for students whom we serve. And again, our facilities, are second to none when it comes down to the students whom we serve as compared to even some of their home campuses that they come to us from. And that oftentimes is the motivating factor when parents have concerns about their student leaving their home campus and coming to one of our campuses. Once they walk into the building, they fall in love, and the students, fall in love with our sensory room, with our playground, with the different amenities that our buildings have. So we're very proud of that. In addition to the academic success that our students experience, we graduate students, and that is one of the things in which extending invitations to our trustees each year to come out and celebrate with us as we graduate our students. So we're very proud of that. Our ongoing professional learning, we really strive to ensure that our teachers have what they need so they can serve our students accordingly. We have 10 days with our staff, and each year we launch something that helps to motivate them, that helps to really get them energized so that when the students do return, they're ready to hit the road running. And so this past August, we had our 2-day PD here at Irvington and at the Adult Ed building, in which we had very engaging professional learning and relevant professional learning for our staff. And you can see from the photos, our meals were catered by the staff at Fortis Academy, so we were very, very happy that Fortis could utilize their culinary art services and provide meals to our staff during our PD days. One of the other photos shows where we're recognizing staff members that have served HCDE for 15 years or more. I know that we recognize staff at convocation, but sometimes we will miss the ones in between 15 and 20. And so we wanted to capture individuals. And in that picture, we have individuals from 15 years to 25 years of service at HCDE within our schools. And we know it's challenging work, so we definitely are appreciative of the staff members that have gone the extra yard to ensure that they are there to provide services for our students. The other thing with professional learning is just ensuring that it's ongoing. We just don't want it to stop in August. We want to continue to provide PD to staff during the year to continue to support them and provide them with the tools that they'll need, to improve classroom instruction and student behaviors. We don't have an extensive calendar of professional learning days like traditional districts do, but we do try to squeeze in a day or two, so that we can work with our staff without students on campus. And we have an upcoming PD day on October 9th. And in the image is just a snapshot of a brochure we sent out to staff that has some of the professional learning topics that they'll be exposed to on various days during the academic year, excluding the PD day on October 9th. So we just want to continue to build and grow and support our teachers and our paraeducator staff as they work with our students to improve classroom instruction and behavior outcomes. So, again, I mentioned about, just more or less how proud I am to be a part of this organization. And, we're very fortunate to have trustees and a superintendent who encourages us to promote the brand by presenting at conferences. We continue to seek out national platforms in which we can highlight the work that we're doing at our schools. We've had, really a great time at some of these conferences that's listed, and our campuses have done a phenomenal job at really captivating the audience, and really the participants leave truly fascinated as it pertains to the work that we do. They're fascinated by, our delivery model, by our business model, and very much impressed by the results that we obtain with a population that is viewed as being very challenging. And many districts are trying to figure out ways in which they can replicate what we're doing, the results that we're achieving with these students. So, this is not an exhaustive list. This is more of the recent events and some of the upcoming events where we have campus administration that'll be sharing our story, with, participants that are attending these events. And we do participate in events locally, but I thought that just in terms of being able to share the scope of the work that we're doing and that we're pursuing, a larger platform in which we can share our story. All right, and in closing, again, I'm very grateful for the support received by the team of 8, as well as HCDE internal divisions. We could not do this work alone. One thing about school startup is that, hiring season extends from early May into August, and we're still hiring to fill positions. So, HR is constantly working to ensure that we are able to process and get people on board as quickly as possible. But again, the work of all of the internal divisions, very appreciative and grateful that we have a collaborative relationship, and everyone is definitely interested in ensuring that our students have what they need to thrive, as well as our staff. So thank you all for the time. What questions do you have?
Anyone have any questions?
I'd just like to say that our schools in so many ways are very exceptional. Not only is it that the service that we provide is unlike any type of service like that you can find throughout the state of Texas, it's the level by which we perform it. It is important for kids, for parents, and to school districts to know that we care about their kids. And sometimes the most challenging kids are shown the least amount of care. And that's not what they get when they come to our facilities. It is 100%. We've just built them magnificent buildings that are nice and shiny with all the fancy stuff. It's ultimately it's the spirit inside the building that makes them as successful as they are. I actually went out to visit with a superintendent yesterday who school district had went from 3 contracts to 21 contracts in 1 year. And that's not the reason for the meeting, but during the meeting I had to ask, I'm like, man, why did you go to so many seats? And he said, I shouldn't be putting his business out on the street like that, because some people know who I'm talking about. But he said, I don't have anybody who can do what y'all do. And so I had to articulate and define for him what a hard body was. So my principals know that. I said, let me explain something to you. I said, our staff, they don't flinch. They don't back down easy. And because of that, it allows them to be able to love on a child because they don't fear them. So all the noise that they create in their school district and all the panicking that other teachers may have, our staff is immune to that. And we can see past that. They see something deeper in that child that they probably couldn't see for themselves in their home district. Now, I say all that to say that our school sizes have almost doubled. What business does that other than Chick-fil-A? I'm obsessed with Chick-fil-A. Y'all gonna figure that out. We do. It's something that's desperately needed. We have school districts who will travel near and far. And part of that is because they don't have a solution. But the biggest reason why they do it is because what we do well. Because they sure as heck wouldn't drive 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes, an hour to a place that's going to create a problem, not solve one. And it starts with the people inside the building. And if y'all had a chance to attend their professional development like I did, you would see the secret sauce behind that. It's the people in there rejoicing and celebrating and family type of mentality. Much of this is a byproduct of your leadership, Dr. Ned. And, you know, we work really hard to protect that. And so we have a great group of principals here. Waters, you the veteran now. She's like, I got this, I'm captain. I just got promoted to captain. Who ever thought she'd be the elder of the group? I want to say to our principals how much I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a tough job. And really and I'm going to shut up in a second here. This is my sweet spot right here. I can talk about principals all day. You know, really one of their most challenging jobs is not the students. It's maintaining the morale of the staff.
Amen.
Folks, I'm just trying to tell you. Let me let you in on a little secret. From Christmas to spring break feels like it takes 9 years to get to spring break. I mean, the staff gets exhausted. And you're just like, hold on. We're going to make it. We're going to get to spring break, and y'all going to get a week off, and then we're going to finish hard. So it's really, they have to keep their finger dialed into the pulse of the adults. Because if the staff's not happy, the students won't be happy. I promise you that. If the staff is not happy, the students will not be happy. And so kudos to y'all. I know that y'all are going to have a fantastic year. And just know that you have a board of trustees that supports you, that has your back. I'm speaking for them. But for the most part, you know, you have but to ask. And, you know, they're going to have your back. And so I look forward to a great year. So thank you to you and your staff, Dr. Ned. Thank you.
Sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to reiterate a little bit. Sorry, go ahead.
No. You know, I always have to speak for myself, but thank you, Superintendent. I also want to echo Dr. Ned and the leadership. Thank you for all that you do. And as you all progress with the professional development and the toolkits for not only our students, but our staff, please let us know, especially in our special schools committee, of the things that we haven't really addressed but could really help the morale as well. So please, I just wanted to say that as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Trustee Davis. I just want to reiterate what Superintendent Colbert was saying. The schools division is so much of the heart of this organization. What we do to make a difference in this community is not possible without you leading the way. And so we really appreciate you. We want to be there for you. Let us help you help us, a whole community. Thank you very much. Anyone else that would like to say something? Moving on. Do we have any other reports from board members or attendance or participation in board-related conferences?
I just want to add, I had the opportunity to meet with the new chancellor for Lone Star today, and I'm looking forward to the partnership and the future of what we can do for our students as we grow. I really had a great dialogue with the new chancellor, so I just wanted to add that. And thank you, Superintendent Colbert.
You, Trustee Davis. Item F. Oh, go ahead.
I think it was already said, but I really did enjoy the education, the ECA is all these, the foundation, the Education Foundation luncheon. I thought that was phenomenal. I even gave a couple dollars. I know it's a bigger goal than I had, but I gave my $2 too.
$2?
It was more than $2, but
now,
I gave to the cause what I'm trying to say.
His stipend here is $6 a board meeting.
I'm pretty sure I gave at least that back to. Yeah, I pay my tithes, but I just want to definitely give a shout out. I don't know if she might be watching, Miss Tan, who put it together. Oh, there she. I couldn't see you back there. She put it together. Great job, Miss Tan, and all those who were able to attend. So it was great. I got a chance to see people out, a whole lot of people from the community that came through and definitely showed up for it. Even actually one of my ALF classmates, Michelle Bonton, who's actually the executive director of the Houston Cultural Museum. It's a whole lot of people just came that are in the education space. So I was really happy to see the turnout. I was really happy to see everybody breaking up their wallets and all those things. Is always a good thing when you have a party and people actually show up. So I just want to make sure that I think it was mentioned earlier, but I just want to make sure I said kudos. It was great. Great job. Keep doing what you do. That'll be it.
Thanks, guys. Item F, do we have any reports from board committees? Seeing none. We will move on to our monthly financial reports from Dr.
Good. Month of August 31st, 2023 is the end of the fiscal year. This is a very preliminary look. I want to say preliminary because it's not been audited. We're in the process of going through the audit. So the numbers that I reviewed today are very preliminary. We still have not done accruals and some adjustments that we need to do at year end. So keep that in mind that, so that there's going to be some adjustments made between now and December whenever we present finish the audit and present it in January. All our information is posted on our website. Our assets are at $28,982,582. Liabilities of $3,247,644, and equity of $28,982,582. As of August 31st, given the appropriations that we've made and assignments, we have excess $184,124 that expenses over revenues, and again we still have booking some entries at the end of the year. So the estimated balance sheet fund balance for August 31st, again projected at this point in time, $22,582,174. Some of our financial indicators that we review once a month. The first one is percent of fund balance to general fund ratio. We're at 29%, where we were at 30% a year ago. Our working capital ratio, we're at 26%, where we were $25 million a year ago. Our unassigned fund balance ratio in terms of reserves, we're at 68%, a little bit better than 64% a year ago. Our debt to income ratio from 9.2 to 7%. Our tax revenue to total revenue, we're at 24% versus a year ago at the same time, 27%. Indirect cost ratio, a little bit better than last year. We're at 4% for the year. And our fee-for-service ratio holding up at 19% versus 20% last year. Again, keep in mind that we still need to make some entries, so we're probably going to end up in the 20% range. And then our growth ratio, you heard earlier today that we have increased our contracts. Our growth ratio is at 13% for this year. Our budget activity for the year, the last amendment we had was $451,429 in the month of between June and August, and then September and January, which was $2,578,100 accounts with transfers between accounts during the year. There are no amendments there's amendments later on in the presentation now. For revenues and our inflows, we're at 93% budget to actual. We still have some encumbrances. And so overall, we're at 80% budget to actual when you look at all funds of the organization. In terms of expenditures, we're at 89%, and overall we're at 81%. Again, we still have 1.6 million in encumbrances that we need to liquidate and record during the year. Our COVID relief funds, all of them are committed. We have 482,240 and 36,210. The Head Start cycle ends in September the 30th, and so you will start seeing this slide go away because the funds will be over probably in about another month. Our donations report for the year, we receive $25,592.26 in cash, in kind of $184.55. For the month, primarily we received some donations for iPass sponsor for procurement services and also for Head Start. Our values last year, we started with having 584 billion. We're ending up with 574 billion. So a little bit less than projected, but still enough to meet our budget projections. Year to date, we've collected 27,835,961. Basically collected 100% of the budget. And so even though the values went down, we met our budget projections for the year. Tax office, 488,660. Payments to the tax office, Harris County Tax Office, and HCAT fees of 152,332. Our disbursements report for the month, we had 441 transactions totaling 4,988,369, 643 transactions totaling 137,608 in terms of our P card. ACH, 6 transfers of 1,799,437 for total disbursements for the month of 6,925,414. Our segment information data, Center for Educational Success, benefit variance of 1.6 million, records management 339,000, therapy at 3.1 million, and schools at 5.5. Our choice partners has a benefit ratio of 66%, meaning they transfer 66% of their revenues to the general fund, totaling 4,836,724. Our amendments, some 2 placeholders for Case for Kids, 1.4 million, and also adult education for 250,000, 2 grants that we're in the process of getting the final notice of grant agreement, and so this is a placeholder to start the year for the new year. Educational Foundation, we have funds in the account with the foundation as of August 31st of 766,765. This month we had revenues come from the new grant, the Houston Endowment, 201,500, the Heart of Education, 27,180, Tools for Teachers, 142,500, and another MOU of 7,500. Expenditures, we had sponsorship, 2,500, Tools for Teachers of 873, and then Houston Endowment, 123,750. Our balances per program basically are identified there, and they total to 773,759 as restricted and 22,733 as unrestricted. In our lease revenue projects, we continue to work with a small business program. This last week, we had a iPass, which was promoting and bringing more small businesses to participate in our programs. So we held an event to try to bring in more vendors. In terms of our cash balance as of August 31st, we have equity balance of 15,433,461. Primarily the maintenance and operation, and then some retainage that we still have pending to pay for our contractors. We have, let me make this a little bit bigger. ABE is 99%, Irvington 42%, 97% High Point East, 94% adult debt. In terms of the Irvington project, we have $837,410, and we have committed $1,501,495. That's the report for the month of August 31st, 2023. What questions do you have on our financial statements?
Do any trustees have any questions? Seeing none.
Okay, the next report is the investment report. And what I hear is that the Fed did not change rates today. Good and not so good, because we always want to get more revenue, but on the other hand, on the debt side, it makes it harder to borrow. Okay, so our portfolio, primarily for the month of August, we are at $50,213,429, of which the PFC only has left $384,476. So our bonds in the PFC have been almost used. So what's left over is basically the maintenance note and the general fund monies. We have our portfolio is 37% in Lone Star, 6% at Chase, 19% in Texas Class, 16% in Texas Start, and 22% in TexPool. And the PFC, we have 79% in TexPool and 21% in Bank of Texas. So from a year ago, we've used almost 17 million, 18 million, 611 of our portfolio, and that's basically paying all our contractors. So last year we had 68 million, 0.8. Now we have 50 million, 0.2 because of the projects that were ongoing, and basically it's a 27% change from a year ago. All our funds are pretty much overnight, and so they're earning the highest rate at this point in time. We have earned the fiscal year $2,189,181 and $262,000 for the PFC, so almost $2.5 million in interest revenues for the year. We are earning 5.9, and basically our benchmark is 5.39 that we have in as far as the T-bill. The last T-bill is 5.39. So these are the rates. If you remember back in December of 21-22, we were at 1%. We are now 5.30. That's our most latest that you can invest your money in and receive a 5.3% return instead of a one basis point return. So you can see the progression over the years, over the months. That's the reinvestment report for the month of August. What questions do you have?
Does anyone have any questions? Seeing none. Thank you, Dr. Omesqua.
Thank you.
Okay. We have one item that we are going to move up so that we can have Trustee Hinojosa join us for this one specific item. So we're going to skip to page 5, number 8.1. Consider approval to adopt the tax rate of .004800 per $100 valuation for tax year 2023 in accordance with the Truth in Taxation laws codified in Chapter 26 and amended by the 88th Legislature. Do I have a motion?
Moved.
Second.
I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of the tax rate. Sorry, I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of a tax rate of 0.004800, which is effectively a 9.04% increase in the tax rate.
We have a motion made by Trustee Norris, seconded by Trustee Davis. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, let's put it to a vote. All in favor? Motion passes 5-0.
Yeah, 5-0.
Thank you, Trustee Hinojosa.
All right, thank you.
Feeling better. Now we will move to the consensus agenda. Does anyone have anything that they would like to pull from the consensus agenda? Oh, that's right. We have
7C2.
7C2 that will be moved to the non-consensus. Okay, any other items? No. Seeing none, do I have a motion to pass the consensus agenda?
I move that the consensus agenda without 7C2 be approved.
Motion made by Trustee Norris, seconded by Trustee Dick. All in favor? Motion passes 4-0. Thank you. All right. Now, for the non-consensus, starting with 7C2, ratification of the notice of grant award for Your Voice Matters project between the Education Foundation of Harris County, funded by the Houston Endowment, and the Harris County Department of Education Case for Kids Adult Education Head Start and Schools Division for the budget period 8/31/23 through 8/31/26. The EFHC has authorized a grant of $612,000, the grant to the grantee. This contract will create one new grant-funded full-time employee coordinator position and one grant-funded part-time Head Start fellow. Do I have a motion?
Hold on, sorry. Before you do that, there's one correction for 7C2. It's the dollar figure there. Instead of $612,000, it should reflect $587,500. The differentiation stems from the administrative funds that the foundation will keep from the contracted amount to HCDE as permitted under the grant.
Thank you. Do we have a motion as per what Sarah said?
Oh, there we go. Move with the amended dollar amount to $587,500.
Seconded.
Motion made by Trustee Norris, seconded by Trustee Dick. Do we have any discussion? No, seeing none, let's put it to a vote. All in favor? Trustee Davis, are you in favor? Yes. Motion passes 4-0. And now, 8.2, consider approval of change order number 2 to job order contract with Head Start and Quality Security Systems for Barrett Station Early Head Start Access Control, Fire Alarm Security and Camera Equipment Project, and delegate authority to the superintendent or his designee to negotiate, finalize, and execute change order number 2, extending the substantial completion date to 9/30/23. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Norris, seconded by Trustee Dick. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, let's put it to a vote. All in favor? Motion passes 4-0. 8.3, consider approval of project delivery contract method of job order contracting for perimeter fencing project and jock contract with facilities sources, Choice Partners Contract 21039 MR05 in the amount of $104,008 for the Channelview Head Start campus. The purchase will be made with construction funds. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Seconded.
Motion made by Trustee Norris, seconded by Trustee Dick. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? This is 4-0. 8.4. Consider approval of the one full-time equivalent position for the Adult Education Division to achieve the division's goal of serving additional participants in workforce certification programs. Position funded by the current Houston-Galveston Area Council for Adult Education Literacy Grant. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Seconded.
Motion made by Trustee Norris, seconded by Trustee Dick. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion passes 4-0. 5, consider ratification of the continuation of the contract between Harris County Department of Education and the Houston-Galveston Area Council for the provision of the adult education and literacy services in Harris and Liberty counties in the amount of $4,520,816 for the period of July 1st, 23 through June 30th, 24. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Trustee Norris, seconded by Trustee Dick. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor? Trustee Davis, do we have your vote? Yes. 4-0, thank you. Sorry. 6, consider ratification of the interlocal agreement with the Harris County Sheriff's Office for 7 security officers in the amount of $570,360 for the period of 9/20/23 through 8/20/24. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Norris, seconded by Trustee Dick. Any discussion?
Explanation, please.
Sure. Do we have any?
Yes.
One to explain?
This is a ratification. The Harris County requires for us to sign that agreement first before we place it on the agenda. And this is for 7 security officers in different locations throughout the Harris County Department of Ed and our schools. Mr. Parker, I believe, knows exactly where they're at. And I think they're on your agenda listed where the location of each of the officers.
This is a continuation of previous
Yes,
contracts.
We have basically it's a renewal from the previous year.
Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, let's put it. Motion passes 4-0. Thank you. Number 7, consider ratification of HCDE Schools Division 2023-2024 Professional Development Plan. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Made by Trustee Norris, seconded by Trustee Dick. Any discussion? I would like an explanation by our superintendent, if you don't mind.
Mr. Parker.
Yes, President Duhan, this is a relatively new requirement for districts. This has been ratified because we should have brought it to you in August, and so we missed that, and we're bringing it to you now. We'll get in the rhythm of bringing this to you on an annual basis.
But this legislation came into effect September 1st, correct?
Correct.
No?
No.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for clarifying that information. All right, any other discussion? All in favor? Motion passes 4-0. All right, 8, consider approval of resolution regarding House Bill 3033, implementation designation of dates relating to Texas Public Information Act. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Oh.
Made by Trustee Norris, seconded by Trustee Davis. Do we have any discussion?
Yeah. I'm about to say clarification, please.
So House Bill 3033 was passed this past legislative session, went into effect September 1st, drastically changed our calculation of deadlines under the Texas Public Information Act by redefining the definition of a business day. So previously, it was HCDE business days that were used to calculate various deadlines under the TPIA. So for example, if the department was closed for 2 weeks at winter break over Christmas, none of those days counted. Or Fridays during the summer, because the administrative offices were closed, those days did not count. Now the law states that the definition of a business day must be a national or state holiday. So you can see where that really narrows the definition of business day. And so what the law also does is allows you, the board, to designate up to a maximum of 10 days per calendar year that we can use as non-business days that will not count against the deadline. And so that's what the resolution is doing for the remainder of the 2023 calendar year, and setting 10 days for the 2024 year. And we've tried to strategically place those, some around winter break, some around spring break, Thanksgiving, et cetera, over the year. But the deadlines are going to come much quicker now.
Thank you for that. Is there any further discussion? None. We'll put it to a vote. All in favor? Motion passes 4-0. We are now going to go into the executive session under Texas Government Code pursuant to any and all purposes.
We got item number 9.
We're moving it.
Oh, do we need to move it?
Sorry.
We will be moving item number 9 until after the executive session. Sorry, guys. Pursuant to any and all purposes permitted by sections 551.001 to 551.084, including but not limited to 551.071, 551.074. Time is 2:19.
Oh, yeah.
Can you show you just need to get the signature?
At 3:58. Yes. We have item number 9. Consider approval of resolution to declare a good cause exception for House Bill 3 Armed Security Officer requirement. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Norris, seconded by Trustee Dick. We have some discussion.
Thank you, Madam President. This is an item, this is new legislation that came down as a byproduct of our last legislative session that requires every campus to have an armed officer in it. Although our campuses are a little bit different than traditional school districts, this is an item that we, by passing this resolution, it gives us the ability to have a little bit more freedom to ensure that we can meet the needs of our campuses and also certainly be able to have the officers that we need on them. Currently, many of our campuses, all of our campuses have officers with the exception of Head Start. Some of our campuses have multiple officers. But there are those times where the campuses with a single officer, we may be without coverage for an hour or two or half a day or so. And this, by y'all approving this item, it allows us some leverage and some freedom to utilize discretion without being penalized by the state.
Thank you, Superintendent Colbert. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll put it to a vote. All in favor? Motion passes 4-0. All right. Sarah, you're going to be very proud of me. Item 11, discussion and possible action regarding future agenda items. Does anyone have anything?
I do have a little bit. Is it possible to have where, instead of getting our reimbursement, we're able to donate it to our charity? And can we set it up like where we can elect that maybe automatically?
I think we've done that in the past. You can donate it to the Education Foundation, for example.
Yes, but if I wanted to do that, I can already do that? Or?
Yes, you can do that. But that has been done by trustees in the past, right, Jesus? Yeah. So if you wanted to donate your $72, for example, you can do that.
Okay. So we don't need an agenda item, I just do that. Okay, cool. Perfect, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Dick. Anything else?
Oh, only, I think, was it last meeting, Trustee Davis mentioned about the small business report. It might have been either last meeting or the meeting before. She mentioned about the small business report, and I think it was a certain, it was the format. I think it was asked to be broken down a little bit more. I wasn't sure if that was ever done or if that was even a thing to bring up for the administration. I just, if we hadn't done it already, I wasn't sure if that had either.
We did. I agree. Thank you. It needs to be on the website. I think the graph needed to be broken down by categories to be a little bit more transparent. So next agenda item.
Next meeting or something like that. Yeah, I wasn't sure we were on that, but an updated report. There you go. That sounds right. So I think the point was, I think the way it's broken down, I think it was asked to be broken down to other, I think, like subcategories, because I think it's like, okay, these are small businesses, but like how many do we have a percentage of like the small businesses that are women, how many are minority owned, like things like similar to the way that the county has their breakdown. This is how many contracts we have, and these are the categories. And then I think one of the things that also I think we were trying to see if it can be published on the website as well, so we can say these are the programs. Oh, is it? If it's on the website, we might be uninformed, but an updated report, I guess, is the idea.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I thought that it was that we were using a pie chart that depicted 100% was the small business utilization, whereas we were looking for something that depicted it as how much of the business that we use is small business, rather than just the breakdown of the 100% of the small business. Is that correct?
Is correct, Madam President.
So what's the action step here? One, obviously to get it posted, but do y'all want an agenda item where that gets reported back next month?
I don't know why my mind. I think I will send the county's graph and ensure that we have the same graph that shows the demographic breakdown to be placed on the website if possible.
I'm just trying to determine what the actual action steps are. So do I need to report that back to the board or just get it done?
Don't mind. I think as this is the second time, I think we would like to have a report like Trustee Norris asked for.
And Dr. Mesqua, you're doing?
Yes, this is what we have right now from last time.
That's the last one, right?
Yeah, we wanted it on the website. Okay.
So I guess.
And that's a complete report.
Right.
So I'll send their graph that's similar, and then we can compare and contrast and do the right graph that's good as transparency.
It would just be, it'd be broken down a little bit more in some of the other categories. I think that's the idea, is more or less seeing some of the subcategories in that pie chart. I think that's really the idea.
Okay. This is for 2022, so now we're going to be working on the 23.
Right.
So, and then we'll add to it.
Sounds good.
Is there anything else? No. Seeing none. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion made by Trustee Davis.
Oh, seconded.
Seconded by Trustee Norris. All in favor? At 4:05. Thank you.